Hello. So, yeah, I don't usually show myself very often on video for a couple of reasons. One, I don't like to be on video. Secondly, I have to read a lot of what I'm going to tell you, so you're not going to want to watch me reading for anyway today. Yeah, I was just watching a clip on Patreon from Dave Rossi, really intriguing fellow. So he made some good points on this, and it's actually, it was on his private Patreon channel initially, and then he made it public. But I really like what he said, because I think it was really spot on and something that had to be brought to light, let's just say. So now, the section that he was talking about with technology and alien assistance, I really like that part. But like I say, and I say here, I wrote down, I'm not a linear thinker. So I can't sit in front of a screen and talk. I guess I can write. Everything I do, it comes out in writing, but not so much when I'm trying to speak. So I also don't make eye contact. But we're gonna talk about some of the behaviors that I have later on. For those, and I'm not talking about, when I talk about myself and some of the things that I do or don't do, it's not because I'm talking about me. It's because, like fidgeting, that's another thing I do. It's not me that I'm talking about. Oh, this is me. This is what I'm like. Blah, blah, blah. It's because I want other people who might be having similar experiences, who might have even been called autistic or whatever kind of label they're throwing around out there now for different people, so that they can realize that, you know, none of us are broken. We're already perfect. And sometimes hearing somebody else explain, you know, what they've been through, because that's what worked for me. You know, when you hear other people explaining what they've been through, like, it's really hard for me to look at the camera right now. It's like I get frozen. Not because of the camera, it's just the way I'll operate. Like I said, and for some people that may be the case for you. You know, like, you operate like that and you don't make eye contact with people. And they're all like, oh, why aren't you making eye contact? Yeah, it's really, I freeze if I make eye contact, because I tap into an energy, like I tap into the energy of that device if I make eye contact with it. So it makes me go like this, which used to freak, when I was a kid, I was going around like this all the time, just kind of, you know. And I think it's in a hell thing. I always call it the Pleiadian freeze, but like, it is like an energy bomb or something, or I just like start drawing energy, and it's just really, I have to like kind of compose myself again so that I can actually, you know, talk and interact. So some people may be like, oh my god, that I'm like that too. So anyway, going back to Dave and his and what he was talking about. So here I am. I'm gonna read it so we can actually get through this and I don't, you know, lose direction in talking. Yeah, so like I said, I just recommend people. I'm actually gonna put the link to the. He put it on YouTube, so now you can see it. It was a really nice piece about technology and why, you know, what's the holdup, what's going on, and all these things. And it's really frustrating. But I think Dave did a great job at explaining the frustrations plus the reality of what we're in right now, and why it's really up to us to change the way we live, right? So I don't want to impose my view or information. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, like this, we're two separate people, but I just want to sort of take a side slant from my perspective, which is completely my perspective, not Dave's at all, by the way. So I really just to say, I want to say I really like what he said concerning the technology and where we are now with technology here on Earth. So my information comes from extraterrestrial contacts that I work with. Of course, my husband, number one, of course, but also work with others, including Samyase and different members of the military organizations upstairs, as we say. So again, I just want to be sure this is my commentary, not Dave's. Like, he's far too classy. He doesn't sound like, you're gonna love Dave's, you know. I'm a bitch. I'm just gonna be honest with that. And my husband, he just eye rolls, but he never denies it because he knows. Yeah, yeah, no. And you know, I'm not like that upstairs. I'm on the ships and I'm interacting. I'm actually quite classy and quite elegant. You're like, wow, this is not the same person. Yeah, but down here, nah, down here, I'm angry down here. So people talk about contact. Well, the extraterrestrial, what you call extraterrestrials, they're already here. They're already walking around you. So they're here in many forms. So there's the Earth human, those that came down, and you all know these. I'm speaking preaching to the choir, right? There's the Earth human form that they came down in. So, like me, who's a walk-in. So some of you are walk-ins. What is a walk-in? That just means that there was an Earth human form that was available that you had planned to enter. So you actually entered without being born in that form, if that makes any sense. So a starseed or an envoy was actually born into the body, but a walk-in walked into the body. So, is there any real difference? Well, it's the same consciousness, right? So you're basically taking someone from another place, right? So whatever you are, you're Syrian, whatever it could be, right? Arcturian, you name it. And you, in that form, the consciousness, right? You just leave your body and you're just kind of pushed into this other body. So the personality is still that extraterrestrial, right? So I want to, spend some more time helping people to work their way through, the experiences they had being a non-Earth consciousness in an Earth body, right? So yeah, there's millions, right? So there's tons of that here. There's tons of non-Earth body. I mean, even what's an Earth human anyway? A lot of them might be Martians, right? Their consciousness, and some are like, I don't, right? I mean, so who knows? Anyway, I don't know. Anyway. So some are actually in their real bodies. So you have other humanoids walking amongst you that were not born on this planet. They're here. You have some of them that had their bodies altered, either here or before they came here, so they fit in a little better. Like basically nothing to see, right? Literally nothing to see here, folks. It's like you're a humanoid, all the humanoids together, one big melting pot. Good luck to you, right? So I just want to make a note because I know that there's no difference between Earth humans and off-planet humans. Oh, wait a minute, right? I can hear everybody like, yes. Many of the off-planet ones are super sexy, but that's for another story. We'll talk about that. So I had to add that because I can hear a lot of my friends going like, oh my God, no way. There's a huge difference between like, off-planet humans and Earth humans. Like, yeah, they're so hot, right? So yeah, when I was writing this initially, Ika was here and he always like hangs over my shoulder, hovers over me. He's very gropey. He's always like hanging around, like he makes jokes. He tries to throw me off. So he's like, like I said, I just tell him, just okay. Anyway, we're trying to be serious. No. He's the most serious person. I'm the one that's like, an asshole most of the time, like Beavis and Butthead. And yeah. But when I'm trying to be serious, and he's Beavis and Butthead. All right. So assistance, extraterrestrial assistance. Yeah, that's been given to Earth for a long time. It's like, when are they helping? They've been helping. They've been helping for a long time. So then you have the Prime Directive. Yeah, that's real. All that stuff's real. But interference has been. They've been interfering here for a while. So the idea that they're not interfering, yeah, they've been interfering. They've been for a long time. So you are getting direct assistance. I said my husband almost had his ass blown off quite a few times working, fighting for this planet. And it was really distressing for him, and he still doesn't talk about it. So, why don't you tell me a story? Why aren't you going to get stories of what he's been through? Like, no, you're not. It's like, yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that. It's really, and you can watch it. I would recommend like Alex Collier tells you some good stories about how bad it is, the violence and everything. So, yeah, it's like, that's not, yeah, it's, you don't want to go through that. Trust me. Well, another thing that I find interesting. Earth humans would be an extraterrestrial to someone from another planet, right? Aliens, ETs, yeah, well, so you are too, right? I mean, you mean to me, I've been afraid of humans ever since I've got here. So I was given the stories of what I would be going into, which is why my husband and I were so, not really sure about doing this because it was really dangerous. And Yeah. So I came in ever since I was a child, you know, having a really big fear of humans. I still do. If I hear a human voice, I'm out in the woods or whatever, I'm like a deer in headlights. You know, it still affects me. So this concept that the other extraterrestrials coming in are scary or whatever, no, they're not. They're not scary, trust me. They're not. You've had the scary ones. You're the scary ones, the Earth humans. you're scary. And you had the baddies that you guys were bedfellows with, really. You're a humanoid floating in space on a planet. I mean, yeah. People ask, what's it like being in space? Like, you're in space right now. You're in space. There's some ships that are as big as you know, they're big. They're like a planet. They're huge. I mean, you wouldn't, you know, you're actually floating in space right now. So yeah, my brain doesn't process that kind of information. It's like, well, why would you think you're any different from somebody else? Trying to get my things, trying to figure out my text here so I don't lose where I'm babbling on about. So yeah, I mean, not that your average person is a bad person, no. But you had large numbers of humans that were Earth humans that were, you know, looking to do great harm. Not only on this planet, well, they did the great harm on this planet, but to spread that, you know, spread the joy. So we need to stop that. Yeah, there's bad races, what we call bad races out there. You know, reptilians, same thing. Some reptilians, some grays. Not all reptilians and not all grays, right? But, you know, think about that. The many of the humans on this planet, not a lot of them, a small percentage, but enough to make it a problem. You know, they were bedfellows with them. So it was an intricate removal process. You guys already know the story, right? Where we are now. So the baddies now are the humans. So, and they're bad. They're really bad. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, it's crazy stuff. So the other humanoids around you came here to not only stop you from killing yourself, but to stop you, as I said, from spreading that joy into the galactic arena and hurting others on top of that. I always tell people, if you want to see a terrifying race of ET, look in the mirror. Yeah. Okay. All I can say is just for some people, and it's not, and I can imagine, you know, that's the thing. You know, stop drinking the Kool-Aid that's being fed to you. You know, you know the right answer. Yeah. It was a psychological operation that was unbelievably successful. So stop feeding it, right? So I say, don't get me started on religions. I don't have a problem with religion. You want to have a religion? Have a religion. I don't care. But don't get me started on religions that trash talk other beings, right? If your religion trash talks my husband or trash talks me or trash talks other races of extraterrestrial, not born on this planet, we're going to have a problem with you, right? It's like, yeah, that's not nice. That's not love. That's not unity, right? So if your religion is preaching compassion and love and embracing diversity as it's going to come onto this planet, as it's already here on this planet, you know, and all you're doing is spreading hate, now I don't know. It's going to be a block put up. We're gonna protect ourselves. So how can you be worshiping this love God you say you have, and still you're itching for violence and hatred? Wait a minute. Yeah. So stop being an asshole, basically, right? Yeah. Nobody cares. Go kiss your crosses. You know, go do your rituals. Do whatever kind of thing you want to do. Do it publicly. I don't care. Do it privately, wear a cross the size of your body, paint yourself a different color. I don't care. Nobody cares. You know what? Do your thing. Scream it from buildings. Who cares? No fucks given anywhere. No fucks given. But you will not be allowed to spread hatred. That's for sure. That's for sure. Funny story though, because I was just, one of the last videos I did was the infiltration of the music industry, the entertainment industry. So it looks like we did some infiltration there. The good guys. And I remember this Katy Perry song, Extraterrestrial, E.T. And ooh, I'm going to play. I remember liking that song. I was like, oh yeah, I like this song. That's spot on, that song, right? So some of the lyrics I was reading them over with Ika, because it's nice because it kind of gets him away from his usual, you know, Def Leppard, Metallica, what else? Led Zeppelin, like, you know, Greta Van Fleet, the same stuff. He likes that stuff. Scorpions. So that a lot of the hell enjoy 80s music, like hair bands, yeah, for sure, yeah. Anyway, so she had mentioned something about, you know, the ETs, like, you know, are they the devil or are they angels, right? And he's like, oh, well, if you like playing the devil idea, I'm like, it's like, oh God, here we go. So I'd like to kind of strangle him sometime in the astral, like, so I can, and I'm like seeing all these, you know, P's, you know, Pleiadians. We call them P's because we're too lazy to say Pleiadian, but I know there's different Pleiadians, but I'm not going to say, you know, are they a hell? Okay, whatever. You know, some of the tall are pretty hot to trot too, so I don't know. Just say Pleiadian. Let's deal with it. Let's all be mature here. Let's all be. Well, I know some other Pleiadians that are far more, you know, shocking than our gang. But yeah, now I can see them all going like, ooh, yeah, you guys, right? These Earth folks, they like it kind of wild and naughty. I don't know. You guys are going to be in for a delight when they hit. Yes, the only exception I have to one thing that Dave says is we don't need the ETs for technology, and that's true. You know, that's true. You know, there's some tweaking, yeah, that they could bring in for sure. Because the humans were really working with the technology. They kind of missed. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. In one of the other videos, I'm going to talk about how the humans missed the boat with some of the technology. Now, I'm not saying humans in general, because we really didn't give the good humans, the nice, the gentle, the benevolent, the compassionate, but allowing those humans to work in liberty without stress and pressure, right, from baddies. Whether it's in academia, whether it's in the industrial military complex, you know, you have it, you name it. There's just people working out of their garage, being given the opportunity. But I do recommend people to check out, I'll put a link, Potentials, with my friend Linda. She interviewed Chris Beskar. Fantastic. Gorgeous stuff going on with that one. So, yeah, we definitely need to be with our family and our friends from upstairs for many reasons. But again, it isn't necessarily, the humans cracked the code. The Earth humans cracked it. They got the tech. They got the tech. I'm just going to tell you that. So if you're waiting for so the thing is, you're not waiting for the tech. You got it. You know, you just don't have it personally. They're holding on to it because they're, you know, evil. So, and so many humans are still sheep. I hate to use that term, but no one's sticking up for them. They're not pushing. They're not pushing. So you have to get, but you have to do it together. And I'm really happy with Dave and what he was talking about, because you're all alone. When you get someone like that just trying to come forward with something, it's like, you know, you're all alone. And all these people who are talking trash, you know, they're not standing with you, and that really bothers me. So if humanity can't come together, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. That's a really bad thing. Yeah. People say, you know, you gotta push. what's the cure and eradication button? You know, I don't know. All right. So I hope, yeah. So the Earth governments and the military, the famous, remember Eisenhower, the military-industrial complex. We all know the story. Yeah, I'm just preaching to the choir, like I said. They already have the reversed engineered crap, the exotic technology, whatever you want to call it. They have it. You don't need extraterrestrial help to have a flying saucer, you know, to have over unity, to have these different healing devices. They have these things, age regression technology. You don't have to get old and gross and croak, you know. Well, you're going to, all beings, well, not all, but many humanoids, you will, you know, shed your body at some point. But you don't have to get grotesque and die at like 70, 80 years old, be all crippled up and stuff like that. You don't have to be sick all the time. All that stuff doesn't have to happen. And what really angers me is to know that there's like little kids that died of cancer and stuff like that. That didn't have to happen. It didn't. That's you know, this is the point of catastrophic disclosure. It's going to be catastrophic because once people realize what happened, they're going to be pissed. And they should be. They're going to be pissed. So all of you baddies out there, you know who you are. And everyone, you know, watching this knows who they are too. Yeah, they're going to be screwed. They're going to be screwed. Revenge is going to be ugly. That's all I'm going to say. Yep. Yeah, so a lot are going to switch sides, by the way. Don't be surprised. A lot will switch sides. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as they're doing it in a good conscience, as long as they, yeah, they're going to have to, you know, for sure. You can't just walk away from what you did, you know, eating kids and all that stuff and rape and, yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're not going to walk away from that. I don't think that kind. I don't think that kind is ever. I don't think you can reform somebody like that who does rituals with babies and stuff. Yeah, no, they're gone. they're gone. I think put to sleep is probably the answer for those people. Maybe that's too good for them too. I don't. I'll leave that to the. I'm not. That's not my business, you know. But it's like, yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we already have all that stuff, and you know, it's just been withheld from humans because they just drank the Kool-Aid. They drank all the lies. They drank this. They drank that. You know, it's like, oh, that's not real. I mean, it just doesn't. It's even how you can record. How can anyone think that there just happens to be this one planet here that has life on it? Where did the life come from? How did that happen? Just blew up. I mean, just oh, there was this amoeba that turned into an elephant. Like, yeah, really? Like, yeah. No, there was this magical being that created the elephant. Like, oh God, you know, it's like, yeah. But if there's a magical being, I'm not gonna. If there's a magical being that creates life, like, why would it only create it here? Why wouldn't it create it somewhere else? It's just, yeah, I'm not even, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. Humans have to mature. And you can do that right away. You're going to say, I'm not going to be an asshole anymore. He has a choice, right? You can mature. You can take responsibility for your actions. You can definitely be angry. Be angry at what's happened to you. Be angry that you got to work freaking 50-hour weeks or whatever, some bullshit stuff, like just to survive. That's bullshit. You know, so yeah. The ETs are wanting you to do this, you know, stop being an idiot, stop letting people shit on you, stop, like, stop, just stop. That's all I have to do is literally stop, right? But you got to do it en masse, right? So I'm sorry to say, but no extraterrestrials are going to be able to give you a background or cojones. You have to do that yourself, right? You have to find yourself. You have to be your own person. You have to find your personality. You have to be your own self. They're not going to be able to give you that. You know, no one can give you that. An Earth human or a human from Sirius or human from air, they can't give you your personality. You have to find your own personality. So you can say grow the fuck up, basically, right? Yeah. And with grow the fuck up, I'm going to end it for today, and much blessings, and you know, see the magic in all that is around you. See the magic in yourself, and see the magic in all those around you. And if some people can't do that, if they want to be an asshole, you know, they can do that. But just have your boundary and say, you know, you be an asshole over there. That's basically. So anyway, cheers. We're trying to close this one.